What's up, guys? This is Kazi here from cleverprogrammer.com. I'm here with
Aaron.
And today we got a lot of cool stuff for you. So why is Python beating out JavaScript when it comes to Google Trends? We're going to be talking about that. And we're going to be talking about quite a few things. As you can see here, we got some jokes for you today. We got what can you do with Python, and we'll also be doing a lot of Q&A because this is live. So keep dropping your questions. We'll take some in the start, some in the middle, some at the end for sure. So without any further ado, what do you say, Aaron? Shall we jump right into it?
Yeah, I see. Let's get started. Cue suspenseful music.
Cue suspenseful music. Here we go.
Holy shit, what are these red and blue lines?
Oh my goodness.
Tell me, Kazi.
So, as you can see over here, JavaScript and Python programming languages from 2004 to present, right now, right? What do we have over here? JavaScript was super popular, highly searched, and it still is popular, don't get me wrong. But as you start to see this line, like a snake that Python is, around 2017, right around 2016 and 2017, right when our channel started growing, right, it started beating out JavaScript. And in terms of its interest rate on Google Trends, it's actually beat it out, okay? And we'll turn off the music now. And actually, in Stack Overflow, Python is actually the #1 now most questioned language. The language that are asking the most questions for.
Python.
Yep. Which tells me that the trend for this language is actually really high. Okay, we have some people jumping in. What is up, Jeet? My man, what's going on? What is up, Junsa? What is up, Spider? What is up, Hassan? What is up, Husal? How is it going? Okay, so now we're gonna jump into our next segment, which is, this is a great blog post that I was going through by Pramod, and it's Python or JavaScript, which one should I choose? And you know, the TLDR are both are really good, but we're gonna talk a little bit about things that people kind of overlook and don't talk as much about, okay? So first of all, we're not gonna go through every single one of these, but some of these I definitely wanna hit on. So let's talk about the ease of use and the beginner, how friendly something is, right? So when it comes to the ease of use and how friendly something is, Python, you have JavaScript and then you have Python, and I think, in my opinion, Python is much more beginner friendly. And the reason for that is you don't have to deal with the complexity of things being online. Things are hard enough already when you're coding as a beginner. To deal with the complexity of the online, it gets even more difficult. And here is something that we prepared for you to show you, right? I have a new framework down here, Johnny. And then every JavaScript developer ever jumps down there, okay? That is one example of why JavaScript is super complicated. Here's another example of why JavaScript might be a little bit complicated, okay? Hopefully our buttons work. There we go. Cool. Sometimes when programming in JavaScript, I just want to yell, fuck this. But I can't remember what this refers to. So the object-oriented portion of JavaScript is also a little bit confusing. And then the new things that are introduced with each new launch of ES6, it only gets more and more complex. So if you are a beginner or even intermediate or even advanced, you constantly have to keep learning new things, right? Which is what most developers should do. But if you're a beginner or intermediate, it can really hurt your learning curve, okay? Then we get into versatility, and on certain one of these, right? So for example, with versatility, they're both pretty good. When it comes to web development, or you have enterprise, when you have versatility right here, right? When you have web development or enterprise development, or when it comes to machine learning and data science, JavaScript and Python both go kind of hand in hand. They both do a little bit of a combat here, right? But when it comes to machine learning and data science, Python is definitely taking the cake And with most things going to machine learning and a lot of things going to data science, it's very important to catch the trends while they're happening. Because the people like Columbus, or probably not Columbus, but people who discovered the trends first are usually the people who are on the winning side. If you got into blockchain, or I'm sorry, Bitcoin very early on, which I did, but my family freaked out. Otherwise, we would have been millionaires right now, which would have been really cool. But if you got into Bitcoin early on, you would make a lot of money.
Yeah, shit ton.
Right?
Yeah, or if you got into Apple stock early or something like that when it was little.
Yeah.
Or what else? Fidget spinners.
Yeah.
All those crazy drop shippers that jumped on that like right away.
Right.
They made a lot of money, and now everybody's just like lagging behind those early adopters.
Yeah, fidget spinners.
Fidget
that's
spinners.
The drop shipping on fidget
spinners.
spinner was probably really hot too.
Yeah, fidget spinners and Python.
So if you catch on to these trends when they're happening and you catch that wave, it's really, really powerful. For example, there's an article by Forbes that talks about 800 million jobs, right? Let me go see if I can find it.
Dropping the Forbes Authority.
Okay, so let's see over here. So this article actually talks about how, what kind of ad is that?
Got some groovy music.
Yeah.
Whoa, what was it? No.
That was a pretty
Just go
groovy.
back up. Go back up.
No, I don't want to look at that.
All right.
A new
Sexy.
study by McKinsey Global Institute estimates that between 400 million and 800 million of today's jobs will be automated by 2030. And which means that a lot of jobs are going to be automated by a machine. A lot of things that people are doing manual labor for currently. Okay, so checkout services like scan and go already in Walmart, it's like replacing it.
Mm-hmm. And cashiers are going out of business.
Right.
Apparently helicopter drivers now too.
Uber
released.
Yeah, drivers are going out of business, right? Lyft and Uber are already like doing self-driving cars. And so Uber copters are going to be coming out. Maybe they're going to be self-driving too. And so the things that are doing data science and machine learning, which are going to be super hot, those are going to be the things that are going to have the trend. And one of the reasons we believe Python is going really, really far in this is precisely because of its capability to do machine learning and data science. So let's go forward into our beautiful graphs, beautiful pictures that we have here prepared for you guys.
Learning C in college.
Ever gonna move? Oh, cool. I want to give a shout out to all types of Najma, who was on my Instagram, and she did an internship in Chicago. Also, this is what she did, which was super cool. She joined one of my courses called Python OOP recently, and while she was actually driving, she was coding, and then she sent me this screenshot of going through the course. So we thought that was pretty fucking awesome, because what is your excuse now to not code, right? You can be driving and coding at the same time. Let's keep going through. Much support, my bro. Hey, William Kirk, what is going on? Daryl, guys, keep asking your questions. We're going to be taking your questions at the end and answering them at the same time. So, Hassan, we're going to take your question right this second, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring your question in so everybody else can see it as well. All right, here we go. Hey, why are they always keen on money to attract people to learn some programming language? I think he's talking about us, Aaron.
I think so too.
I think he's insulting us.
I think he's pointing fingers.
Pointing fingers? Pointing fingers, man?
Why are they always keen on money to attract people to learn some new programming language? Mer face.
Yeah. Well, because,
you know, money's cool, man.
Money is kind of important. Look at what's... Yeah, look at languages that don't make any money. You can do that too if you want.
Yeah.
How can I get a remote job with Python as a back-end developer? So what I recommend is to go on Upwork and to actually apply to places that like literally start finding jobs related to Python, whether they're back end or front end or whatever end, right? Need quick help with a Django project. There's a user and product model in my Django. There's your back end job. I found you your fucking back end job. Here it is.
14 minutes ago, entry level.
Right.
Gotta go to the top.
This is it. This is your job. Go and apply for it right now. Okay, this guy needs some basic stuff. User and a product model. This is how you start applying to jobs. Keep building that experience so then you can go for, sure, this is a 30-minute job, but if you keep applying and landing these, you're gonna be doing the much bigger jobs that are available here on Upwork.
Check this out. It says, I need someone who is available to start right now and finish it within the next 1 to 2 hours. So
there you go.
Stop watching our stream and go do it now.
Go literally do it right now.
Back. Yeah.
Okay? So there you go. Man, I always have such an easy time finding these. This guy has a back-end question, boom, found.
There's a back-end answer.
Yeah, there you go. You just got back-ended. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. Excuses are pushing you back. That is correct.
Always.
How many days can I become a full stack developer? Please reply. Depends on the amount of hours you code. If you code between 100 to 1,000 hours, that's pretty decent amount of hours to become a full stack developer and to be able to get these jobs. The one I just showed on Upwork, for example, is a very possible job that you can do within 1 month of learning Python and Django. Literally 1 month, you can make your first $30 from coding. You make your first $30, then you can make your first $100 from coding with Python. You can make your first $1,000 and make your first $10,000 and maybe be on your way to making $10, $20, $30, $40,000 that year from just coding from these side projects, okay? So it really depends, first of all, how many hours you put in. What made it easy for me to code and learn was I was putting in about 15 to 18 hours a day. The more time you put in up front, the more days you'll save from the back end. Can Julia replace Python?
Julia? What is Julia?
I'll have to look it up. It's a machine learning thing, I think. Crashing into everything coding while driving. No, she was not driving, Mark Austin. She was a passenger. There's always somebody who's like bringing that up. Why are you coding while you're driving? Why are you listening to Audible while driving? You can crash your car. I'm pretty young, but I could still do any projects with Python. Good job, Junsa. Himalaya, thank you. Love you too, my friend. Programming with Project says JavaScript has front-end framework, but Python has no front-end framework. Sure. So why don't you do what Developer Builds is saying and do Python and Django? You get full backend, and then on top of that, slap JavaScript. So what I like to do is I like to do Python and Django, and then using Django REST framework, create a API, and then just use JavaScript from there to do my front-end stuff. So you can use Vue.js if you wanted to, you could use Angular, you could use React, you could use whatever you want. But whichever part I can do with Python and Django, I'll do, because it just makes my life a lot easier. Okay. Please explain this. I don't understand it. Can we use JavaScript for mobile applications development? What we recommend you do is actually look into Flutter. It's a thing language made by Google, is being popularized, and there are a lot of developers in demand for Flutter, and it's developed by Google. Okay, Flutter is developed by Google, and another great thing about Flutter is that you can do, it's one language, Dart, and it allows you to build applications for both iOS and Android. So you don't need to learn Android development, and then you don't need to learn to make an Android app, and then you don't have to learn iOS to make an iOS app. Wow, we're getting a lot of viewers. This is amazing. 73 concurrent viewers.
74.
Boop, boop, boop,
78.
Okay, awesome, guys. We're gonna keep going with this, okay? So learn Flutter. Flutter is gonna be unbelievable for you.
Yeah, we'll be learning
when it comes to development, and we'll make a clever programmer app and share it with you guys. That's gonna be really exciting. Okay. Can I start learning Python as an absolute beginner from Codecademy and YouTube? That is a great question. In the description below, I have my free 5-day Python course. If you put in your thing, click it and put in your email. So for example, I'll show you, okay? cleverprogrammer.com/learn Python. If you go here and you put in your name like this, and you put in your email address like this, and you hit free course, it will give you a free Python course that's really, really unbelievable, that you're gonna enjoy, you're gonna get massive value out of. This says 40,000 students. I think at this point we probably have 80 to 90 plus thousand students who have gone through our free course for Python. So definitely go ahead and in the description below, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, and sign up for that. Let's go back. Here we go. Cool. What else is coming? Is Python simple enough to make a side hustle? What do you say, my friend? Come on, spit some truth. Yes.
Yes, it is, but I don't. Okay, I guess simple can be.
Okay.
For some reason,
talk to me.
I was like, yes, Python definitely can be used as a side hustle, but not just because it's simple, more just because it's powerful. Like you can do a lot of stuff. I mean, like a lot of things are simple. I don't know why I use that word. Something doesn't have to be simple to be a side hustle. That's why I hesitated. I was a little bit confused. But Python definitely side hustle.
It's not the best phrased question, I guess.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like confused about what he was trying to ask.
But simple enough as in
to pick it up.
Code 15 hours a day for 3 months. But here's what you should do, right? Don't just randomly code. If you want to actually start getting freelancing job opportunities, don't just start coding randomly. Here's what I recommend, okay? Where did it go? So go to jobs and type in Python and then learn specific skill sets. That's what I would recommend. So there's a Django job available.
That's the one we just looked at.
Right? This is the one we just looked at. And this guy wants some basic models made. And he needs to use a repo, which requires you to learn Git and GitHub. So I would say go ahead, and this is an entry level. So this means if you spent 2 weeks hardcore into learning Python and Django, you will be able to get this job for $30 and actually put it on your portfolio that you actually help somebody do a job and build out your profile on Upwork. You will get a 5-star rating, you will get $30, and you are much more likely to then get a bigger job. If you need to learn Django, I'm making a bunch of stuff on it, but you can do Python, Django, Clever Programmer, and I have a lot of great stuff for Python, Django. Okay, I have a series on this, Python Tutorial 2018 for Beginners, and you can essentially go through this, okay? This is gonna help you with your engineer. Go look up the jobs, then go learn those skills, and then go apply for those jobs, okay? And that way, you are practicing the correct skills that are currently paying in the job market. Or you could go to college, spend 8 years, learn a lot of theory, and then you go to a job and they actually are doing none of that stuff, and there's a new JavaScript framework that's actually doing what you need it to do, right? So, you know, don't do that. Don't become an irrelevant dinosaur because you know, that's what you feel like. It really makes that noise. Okay, cool. So let's hide my slideshow. Can't show all of it. And let's go back. Okay. Vihita DBZ says, I started learning. How much would I have to scroll for this?
You repeated it twice.
All right. I started learning Python a month ago. I recently graduated. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Camera and put it on full screen.
No, hold on. That'll be too much. Vegeta.
Right there.
Vegeta. Okay, let's answer this one. Do I need a background in CS or a degree in computer science, like a bachelor's undergrad, to get an entry-level job? That guy asked about backend, but in general, to enter the field, do I need to showcase projects or
cut off?
Cut off. The answer is that it is not true anymore in today's world that you need a computer science degree to get a job, especially to get an entry-level job, okay? It's just not true anymore. So I would not, if you want to go and learn theory, or you have a very specific reason, you want to become a doctor and you want to go to a coding school, cool. If you have extra money and you want to go to coding school, cool. But if you need to get jobs or you want to get freelancing work, I don't think it's necessary.
No, it gives you an edge a little bit. I mean, like, they'll choose somebody who has a degree over somebody who doesn't, but putting 4 years and all that money into a degree, I feel like you could get the same amount of edge in probably 6 months or less if you were smart about it. Like, work on a lot of open source projects. Just find some open source projects on GitHub and go work on them and get some experience, because, like, even for me, I already have my bachelor's and I'm partway through my master's. And no matter what, like, most positions, they want you to have like years of experience. It's like, oh, minimum 2 years, minimum 3 years of experience before we even like consider hiring you, which sucks. Because I only had like 6 or 8 months of it, and so it just wasn't enough. But if you have enough like projects in your portfolio and things to back you up, and I guess you can kind of say like working on an open source project could be considered experience, or if you have like some internships or something, anything like that, that'll actually do much better than having a degree. So if you can like get your chops up and then like leverage some connections you have, ask some people, maybe get like an internship, try to something for free just to get your experience first, that might actually help you a lot more getting an entry-level job than a degree would. Because they want to see what you have and they want experience. And like having a degree, like they kind of know it's not actual experience. So if you can just shortcut that and just get some experience right off the bat, that's actually your best bet. Kind of a catch-22 because you need experience to get experience, but that's why I said you should try to get some free internships or work on some open source projects or something like that. And I think that's actually a very, very valid plan of action to take. And I kind of wish I did that. I didn't know that. I just kind of blindly took the college route, but yeah, unless you want to go into something very, very specific and be like a academic in some topic, then college is kind of I feel like it's not worth 4 years for a degree.
Right.
Not worth 4 years, no. And the money, no. Not worth it.
And another thing is that you need to get smarter about how you're applying to all of these places. So for example, what I recommend is hit up startup CEOs or people who are like have a startup and send them 1 minute personalized video message that I will do the work. I'll help you.
Yeah.
Send them a video message. Use something like Droppler or a service like Use Loom.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could even go to like just a random idea, kind of generally related. Is
Right.
You could go around to like small businesses and offer to make them websites for free, and you can consider that actual experience. Just put it on your resume. Be like, oh, for 6 months.
And then go from free to actually start charging them. Be like, hey, look at what I can do for you. Give me a week. Give me a chance. And then if you want to work with me, cool. But like literally send them a personal video screen recording. Like, hey, look, this is your project. It requires you to build this and this. Here's a blog post that I have built. And using UseLoom, you can actually screenshot or screencast what you are showing them on your screen and send a 1 minute message, right? Everybody that you should apply to, you should send them a personalized message, and the more personal you can get with a video or with audio, the more powerful your outreach is gonna be, the more likely you are to actually speak with the person. Once you're face to face with a person, your chances of landing that job go up by like 300%.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like a lot of these people were asking like, oh, we need 3 years of minimum experience. But if I could have just gotten in front of their faces, it would have been a lot easier. I could have been like, yeah, I only have 9 months of experience, but I did this, this, and this. This is my skill set. I feel like I'm a good fit here. I provide this for the team, blah, blah, blah. And that'll actually do you much better, because when you're just a resume in the stack, if you have a degree and no experience, you're not going to get anywhere. Yep. So you need to like really use these soft skills to get in front of people. And the best way to do that is to actually just go to places in person. Like literally, like Netflix is across the street, like down the street from us. We can just walk right in and ask, be like, hey, is there somebody here I can talk to? Maybe I can work for free, or looking for an internship or something like that, and just kind of use these. I mean, like it might not work with Netflix because they're so big, but who knows? You might get lucky. But smaller companies might be easier. But the point is, just keep trying until you get some experience and you get something. You find some leads.
So public tutorials. Abhishek actually says, can you help me to point finger to the real life problem which uses machine learning and artificial intelligence? So that is a great question. Here I have something for you guys. Let me show you what I got.
Any Rick and Morty fans?
Oh God.
Oh, viewers going up.
There we go. Okay, so here's, you can do a lot with Python, but there's something you can't still do with Python, which is reversing the digits of pi. However, Luscarian tried. All right, so let's go back.
It's pretty funny, I guess. I mean, that would still work because in the computer, you can't have an infinite number, so it would still print something.
So let me show you some examples, some fun examples, and they could eventually turn into be real life. Having a camera that can detect people and what's happening. It's machine learning algorithms. They have machine learning algorithms in cameras now where it can detect suspicious activity. Right? So how insane is that? That's real world applications, right? But we got some more real world applications for you right over here. Okay, so here's some fun ones that we recently came across on Reddit. So this dude on the right hand side gave an image to the computer, and with Python code, what Python did is on the left hand side drew that image using Microsoft Paint. That's pretty cool. Okay, next one. This guy says he worked on this project, and now his thing, what it can do is it can do arrow and color detection at the right spot, which can be implemented in self-driving rovers. So here is an example of what this guy is talking about. So look, nothing red and then up red. When he turns it to the right, it goes right red, and when he turns it to the left, it goes left red. How freaking sick is that, right? There's a lot you can do with Python. Now, here's some other things that you can also do with Python. These might be more obvious to you guys, but this was cool to see that somebody did build this. So somebody built a point of sale system in a store. So if I go over here, you have a point of sale system. You guys are all familiar with this, right? Nothing new here. And look at this. This is actually built using the Tkinter module, T-K-I-N-T-E-R, Tkinter module in Python. This dude built out the entire GUI. He can remove things. He has a button that removes items. He can open a window to add options.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry too.
My Fruit Loops are still sitting over there.
All right. He has, what are the available options? Can you get coffee? What sizes? Hamburgers? What sizes can you get them in? Right. So it can do all of these things. And if I go over here, this is what it looks like. Okay. Whoops. So the applications of what you can do are vast. It's up to you how you decide to actually use them.
Yeah, that's the creative part. That's the actual hard part. Is like
here's some other examples, right? Remember when, I don't know if you ever got checks, but when you get checks, remember we used to walk to the bank to deposit the check. Well, now you can take your check and take an image, right? And your bank will deposit it for you. And how it does it is uses something called edge detection, right? And you know what I'm talking about? When you hover over your camera, it edge detects the check and it'll automatically submit it.
You can crops it. It crops it.
Right. You can scan your card and it can edge detect that it's a card or it's a credit card, and it'll pull out the numbers from there. You know what I'm talking about, right? So you can do all those things. That's powered with machine learning, right? And artificial intelligence. Okay, what's going on here? Google Slit34 says, Google also heavily promotes and provides training on progressive web apps, which is the best of desktop web app and best of mobile app combined in one. Awesome. Mark Austin says, very helpful course. I use it to get a job. Yo, what? That's awesome.
Our course? Which course? Which Profitable Programmer?
Did you use Profitable Programmer to get a job, Mark? And if yes, man, I want to bring you on to our live stream next tomorrow. Okay? Anybody who's in Profitable Programmer, our course, very helpful course. I use it to get a job. Hunsa says, are there any projects I can do even though I'm young? Yeah, there are a lot of projects. Just look them up. You go to my YouTube, okay?
Yeah, do that. Program Connect 4. There, go do that. I just gave you one.
Yeah, Connect 4.
Program Connect 4 and come back on a future live stream, drop in the comment, and then we'll demo your app or something. Yeah.
I just came from a Chicago Full Stack Academy session where we discussed this very topic. That's awesome, my man. Which very topic? Because I don't know at this point what they're talking about. But Full Stack Academy is pretty awesome, and what I don't know if you know Nick Drain, but Nick Drain was my original mentor who actually taught at Full Stack Academy. I don't know if he still teaches there, the Insomniac, so that's awesome, my man. Can I learn Flutter without fear? Did Google ever shut down this project?
Down the Flutter project. Oh, we never did our Flutter wrap. We're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can learn Flutter without fear, my friend. There's no need for fear to learn Flutter. Like, it's pretty simple. This shit's pretty basic. You don't need to be very smart to be able to learn it. You definitely don't need a college degree. You can learn Flutter any day.
It's like butter.
Blutter, flutter, we don't stutter, clutter,
Hate your mother.
hate your mother, change the shutter. All right, cool.
Okay, over.
Man, that was a nice DJing on our end. We should put it probably higher. So, no, don't worry about it, man. Google is pushing it pretty hard. Flutter is becoming pretty popular. It's not going away anywhere. Well, that's what we thought about Google Lens.
Oh, yeah.
Till it vanished.
Google Lens or Google Glass?
But you'll be fine. Because Google Lens.
What is Google? You mean Google Glass or just Google
Yeah,
Lens?
Google Lens, Google Glass,
Oh, the
same
glasses
thing.
one, right?
Yeah.
The shitty like little.
How can I stay on the grind? Well, do stuff that feeds you and surround yourself with people who are passionate and love. I mean,
Yeah, that's the only way. Is your environment.
passionate
Your environment.
about coding.
You need to put yourself in an environment where you can stay on the grind. That's literally it. Find people, move, get rid of distractions, have like code stuff in your room all the time, have your just create an environment for you where you can grind. And if you don't know what that is, then you gotta figure it out. And if you can't do that, well, you gotta figure out how to do that. And then just keep going back until you do know how to do something, and then just figure it out.
Hi says, Kazi, let's be honest here. You have absolutely no idea how to code. Let me see. Let me put the brightness up a little bit here. You have absolutely no idea how to code. You're repeating the same stuff every single day and sell BS to the beginners. If you want to prove yourself, how about coding now on live?
Dang, I think this guy didn't see our live stream last week, right? Where we coded a full stack web app, Craigslist front end badassery.
Yeah, man, you got me, man. I'm just sitting here. I don't know how to code and just spewing stuff.
Yeah.
But, hi, if you do get a chance, you know what? Oh, I don't know how to code, motherfucker. I got something for you. Watch this shit. Hold on, we gotta. Hold on. I got it. We are going to be making a Craigslist app clone. We're going to be doing it with Python and Django. We're going to be using Beautiful Soup and web scraping. And the end result, when you type in something like Python tutor, it looks like this. Not very pretty. Here, when you type in a Python tutor, like this. So which one do you prefer? This one or this one? I'll explain it as I go. I'll put one just so you can get the idea. For this, what we're using is something called Flexbox. So I added all of those in. Now let's refresh. Now what we need is the search bar. Value search. So now search with the placeholder. Let's just make sure that it's working. Let's go network, hit this.
Hey. Nice.
We can add some dummy images in. So we're gonna go here, paste it, and delete this. So now when we go back, we refresh. We're gonna host it on Heroku. Master. If you click into it, it'll be $360. This app, guys, is actually live on Heroku. All right, there we go. Okay, we just coded right in your face, bro.
Code.
Right in your fucking face.
Code.
Okay. Kazi, are you a website or software developer? What software developer and a website developer, but most importantly, I'm a money developer. I focus on making money as a developer.
I was gonna say a hot chick developer, but I guess
Yeah.
money developer too.
Yep, money developer. There you go. Okay, what if I just know Python as the only programming language? What would I do to get money? Building projects and solving problems is how you make money. It's not related to your programming language. It's not related to your ethnicity. It's not related to what country you live in. It's related to you solving the real problems that exist in the real marketplace. Next question. Age 17, late for coding? You are fucked. Give up now.
Yeah. We started when we were 6, man.
I started out of the womb.
4.
Out of my mother's womb.
Yeah, the laptop came out first.
Yeah. Look, this laptop is actually attached to my body. Look at this. It's actually attached to my body.
Nah, man, you're not late. I didn't start coding until I was 18. Yeah.
I started coding when I was like
18 or 19.
from 5 years ago, so like 20 or 21, something like that. Literally.
You're fine, man. Just learn from this guy, learn from us, and you'll be good. Don't learn from my shitty college professors.
Real talk, videos promoter, you're at a good age. Take advantage of it. You're very young. You have multiple lifetimes ahead of you. I also have multiple lifetimes ahead of me. I'm only 25. So if you're 17, you can spend 3 years learning like one thing, get really good at it, and keep applying for work.
And you'd still have 5 years before you're
Stay close to the money. Like 6 months in, start applying, 3 to 6 months in of coding, start applying to platforms like Wise Ant, take lessons, and not Upwork. You might not be ready for Upwork at that point. Maybe you might be. But start applying to platforms you can teach other people coding, okay? So I'm talking about Wise Ant. I'm talking about take lessons, okay? This is Wise Ant. Learn from your tutors, from an expert tutor. You can be charging like $35 to $50 an hour here, okay? Between Wise Ant and Take Lessons, I was making over $80,000 a year as a developer, okay? Holy shit, Take Lessons live? What the hell is this? That's pretty cool. So yeah, take advantage of this, apply to these types of platforms. If you're in a different country and you can't get them, well, just use an equivalent like people per hour, okay? Or freelancer.com or fiverr.com. Use the equivalents and start applying to coding jobs and start teaching people how to code who are behind you, okay? So if somebody's behind you, you can teach them how to code and charge them $35 to $50 an hour or more to help them learn programming, okay? That way you can start earning an income, and then you can focus going full-time into coding. Having a master in computer science will have the same benefit of going to computer science college. I mean, it depends what you're trying to do. I would say learn on your own. Don't get into $60,000 of debt. And go to a coding boot camp instead, where it's super focused and they actually help you with job placement and interview skills and all of that. That's what I would recommend if you have to spend some money. 17 years is as early as fuck. Yep, we are gonna make it active. But all types of Najma says, but if you're in school for computer science, definitely work on your own personal projects. Shout out to all types of Najma from our Instagram. And she's like, if you're in school for CS, definitely work on your own. It looks better on your resume instead of showing your school projects. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Please work on your passion projects, things that you actually enjoy doing, and then build them. You know what I mean, right? Because if you just do school projects, those projects are not going to be good and they're not going to actually help you that much.
Yeah. Or like find an open source project that you really care about and like put some meaningful work into it and have like tangible results for that. That works too. So just do something you care about, something that's cool. There's so many open source projects. Just Google it.
Yep, there's a lot
Find
you can do.
Or start from scratch.
How many interviews did you do before feeling comfortable, okay? So that's a good question. You just do a lot of interviews and you feel comfortable with the more you do, okay? Live streams used to freak me out. Now the more I do them, the more I actually enjoy them and I do them. Interviews now don't freak me out. These guys just saw me close a person right now on the phone, right? I got on another call. You guys remember when I was doing the YouTube Accelerator program and I sold, you know, one of my people on it, right? On the call. I'm doing live calls in front of everybody and I'm closing clients between $510,000 to $20,000 when we flew to Vegas and we closed a client, right? So those things are happening, and there's a lot of pressure in those situations, right? There's a lot of tension. The number one thing you got to deal with is pressure and tension. If you can hold the pressure and tension, that's where you can win. If you come in to do a negotiation, pressure and tension is one of the things that you have to actually be able to withstand. So if you come in with, like, you know what price you want, and you want $75,000 for the job, and they say, yeah, we can get started for $50,000. What do you say? Right? Max we can do is $50,000. So do you want to get started? Everybody and their mother would probably be like, yes. Right? But then that's why it takes you forever to get to $60,000. Like 4 years later, you have a $10,000 raise and you're so happy about it. When if you just withstood those 20 minutes, 20 minutes of pressure, you could have changed a huge aspect of your life. Instead of making $50,000 as a software developer, you would have been making $75,000 as a software developer. So my recommendation for interviews is fail as many interviews as you possibly humanly can. Go with the intention to burn out, like get destroyed in an interview, okay? This is the only way you'll move past the fear and you'll actually start improving, okay? When something is making you afraid, go right into it. Fear nowadays should be your GPS. If public speaking scares you, do it. If interviews scare you, go do them.
If talking to people scares you, go do that.
Right. So go do the thing that actually scares you, is going to help you out. That's how you would improve your interviewing skills as a developer and land jobs. Travis says providing value is the key for sure. You're not late, just started at 24. I'm 19. Awesome, Nathan. Is HTML and CSS mandatory to know before learning Python? Nope. They're not.
Nope.
Okay, you can learn them after learning Python. Cool, Guana, I'm 15, learning coding, that's awesome. Devario says, yes, if you want to be a web dev. Okay.
Golang.
Okay, they're block user, goodbye. Just interesting about your opinion. What do you guess about Golang? Is it it's a great idea to create server with help of Go? I don't know anything about Go, so I'm not going to answer something I don't know about. Spam, scam, guys, keep it clean. I'm just going to start deleting everyone that's not keeping it clean, because I want to make sure that the community is made up of clean people, because when you have one toxic person, it starts to spread very quickly, and that's the last thing we want, because what happens with us is then we don't want to do it anymore, and then you guys don't want to be in the community anymore. So let's please focus on keeping it clean. Maybe some people in here, if they want to become moderators, they can become moderators and they can kick somebody out who's causing trouble.
Yeah, the Rick and Morty fan will definitely be a moderator.
Listen, Rick. Oh, jeez, Rick. I don't know if we should do that.
Come on, Morty, shut up. Just do it.
Rick,
just do it.
I don't think it's a good idea, man.
It's only gonna hurt if you.
There are a lot of people.
You think it's gonna hurt.
There are a lot of people here who are looking for.
Just put it in there, Morty.
But
put it in.
I'm surprised anyone buying into this guy's. Just watch some of his videos, Dakota says. Take the courses, perhaps. Thank you, Dakota. Okay. Dakota is actually standing up for us, so I really appreciate that.
Thanks, bro.
Armin says, Flutter is extremely powerful technology, which definitely will be supported by Google. Yep. Agreed. Cool. He's just nutshelling it for us because most people starting out with coding don't know most things about it. Yes, my friend. Thank you. Because when we create... So here's what's going on, right? Our YouTube channel has been on the decline. It's dying. We are happy creating technical tutorials, but we created one that was 3 hours long. Okay? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, it was 3 hours long, and what ended up happening was it gets very little views and you get very little eyeballs because it's so technical. There were actually very few people viewing it. More surface level content actually gets more views. That's why CSS crash course will get more views and HTML crash course will get more views. And so that's where the problem comes in, right? Content creators, we can spend a lot of time creating something, days, weeks, that's our livelihood, then it gets no results. And so we need to create stuff that's easily digestible for you, entertaining for the viewer, and at the same time helps our channel survive and not die, right? Because our channel is in some weird way at the verge of dying. Which text editor is best when learning beginning to learn Python? So there are a lot of different ones you can use. Visual Studio Code is definitely one of my favorite text editors. If you want to graduate into becoming a big boy, then I recommend using PyCharm. All right, which is not a text editor, which is an integrated development environment, but it's super powerful. It understands a lot about what's happening with your code, and it's pretty badass. So I recommend using a integrated development environment, because what's cool about this is you can set up your virtual environments inside of this. You can set up your databases inside of this. Once you install packages, it can understand that for you. If you're building a project in Django or JavaScript or whatever, it can actually understand how your MVC framework is working. It can understand how your model is related to your template and how that's related to your view. And you can go in between and it can figure out a lot of things for you. So it's almost like having an intelligent human software developer on your shoulder. Not just a person who's looking for grammar errors, kind of like VS Code, and how it's using the linting and it's like, oh, the styling is off, or maybe you should style it like this. Not those errors. This is actually like a intelligent software developer that's sitting here and it's like, buddy, listen, you're fucking up, man. Do it right. You know what I'm saying? That's the idea here. So let's go back to the chat, as one might say. Lord Piapas, just standard idle will not be a bad idea, but you can also use PyCharm from JetBrains. Yep.
Hey, there you go. Somebody answered it for you.
How is
Python beating JS though?
How is Python beating JS though? That's a great question. So that's not clickbait. We actually have a thing. Whoa, what is happening? Let's go here. Let me show you what we got.
Show me.
So
I thought show you what we got.
So Python is beating out JavaScript in the trends over here, as you can see, right? Python is eating JavaScript for breakfast because Python is a snake. Yeah. Okay. Python most
What's curious
questions
to me, though, is
asked Stack Overflow.
Why JavaScript was going down though. Python's obviously going up, but I'm wondering why JavaScript is going down.
Right, so Python has officially overtaken, will we ever be able to see this image? Copy, image, address, paste on. Python is actually beating it out. And it's on an upward trend really aggressively. So this is what we mean by Python's interests and trends are showing signs of crazy growth as we go forward, especially with machine learning and data science and AI. There's a huge market with this stuff. Okay, so actually let's just leave that screen right there.
In the back.
So when people join in, they can actually see that.
And you got the nice JavaScript. All right.
That's pretty cool, actually. Anybody who joins will be like, oh, that's what's
the
going
numbers
on.
and the graphs.
Yep.
Google Trends.
Okay, it's a noob thing to just love just some specific language. It's not like you have to learn what the project requires, even if it is assembly language. Okay, great point, Real Islam. Yeah, so, yeah, again, languages don't matter as much. You have to see what each project requires, okay? That's definitely very, very important.
Yeah. There's no be-all and end-all programming language. Like, Python is great and very versatile, but if you want to do mobile, you're not going to use Python, okay? If you want to do like operating system level stuff, like high performance computing stuff, you're not going to use Python. So obviously some jobs are going to require other languages, but Python is very good to get a lot of jobs done. But obviously there are jobs that Python can't be used for.
And
so sometimes you do need assembly. That's true, but I mean that's only if you want to do assembly jobs. If you want to do assembly jobs,
I don't.
It's kind of fun sometimes, but it's fun for like a little bit.
This guy goes rip H1YW.
Oh yeah, we tore him a new asshole when we showed him the code.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is the next question. I gotta leave after this, you guys.
I have interview for placement 3 days. I don't have any project. What's happening here? There's lots of same questions being copied, pasted.
We kind of fell behind. We're already 17 minutes behind.
Ah, okay. So let's keep going. My thoughts exactly. I started coding at 32. That's awesome, my man. Yeah, so see it's still young. Shafi says, can you give me some information about Upwork? I have done a little bit of C++ and C, just need some advice to stick to code and improve. So what the information I will give you, right, is similar to what I was saying earlier. So if I go to upwork.com, or sorry, here, I'll go and I'll type in C++ to see if I get anything for it, right? So I'll go to jobs and I'll see what kind of jobs are people posting here. So if there are any C++ type of jobs, then I will recommend you apply for that, right? Seeking C++ developer, apply within. Entry-level job. Create a job board scraper, and it requires C++. Okay? So look at Upwork for what jobs are available, and then kind of work your way back to learning those technologies and continuously applying to them. And if you can send all of these people a video message, that's even better. All right, I'm a huge believer in video messaging. Okay, let's see what's going on. Started coding at 19. I've given myself 1 year to become a full stack developer. How can I become a pro in that time? Okay. Becoming a pro is a matter of how many hours you put in. So if you put 1,000 or more hours, you're gonna be pretty damn good. So if you're coding 10 hours a day, 5 to 10 hours a day, you are gonna be well on your way to become a pro, to be pretty damn good where you're starting to earn an income well before 1 year, okay?
All right, you guys, I'm out of here.
Okay.
I got some family in town, so this guy will take care of you. Mr. Kazi, as he always does.
Peace out. Thank you for being in the live stream. All right, Aaron, take care.
See you guys tomorrow.
Yep. Peace out. Enjoy family. Let's be real here. I'm learning Python and Flutter. I haven't seen any language cooler than Python. Really, you guys are great, both great tutors. It's Teacher Day today in Nepal. Happy Teacher's Day to the whole team. Hey, hell yeah. Awesome, man. So that is amazing. Videos promoter. Yeah, Python and Flutter is fun. With Python, I would create a Django REST framework, and then I would actually just code that the app up in Flutter, and then just combine the two. I think that'd be fun. Hello, Bless from Cameroon. Awesome. Java core language. Is Java core language also required in today's freelance market to be relevant, or Python and Django is more than sufficient? Java, I'm sure you can find freelancing jobs for Java. There's no shortage of that. Python and Django is something that I personally prefer. The reason why I push for Python so much is because of the trend of the data science and machine learning. So if you're good with this language and you have your fundamentals strong, yo, can we not wash anything right now? So as this guy is like just crazy, just washing stuff all the time.
Somebody's got to do it.
So if we have if you have Python, right, and the data science trend is going higher and the data and analytics is going higher, I just think it's a great place to be playing at. Python is my first language, but I left it because school wasn't teaching it. A lot of schools are now actually starting to teach Python. Now I use JavaScript a lot. Do you suggest I move on or just go with Python? If you're using one language already, keep going with it and start building projects, okay? If you're stuck in beginner phase still with JavaScript, then sure, switch to Python. So you don't have to deal with all the complexity. You can just get to actually building shit, and then you can go back to doing JavaScript. What I figured was like, a crazy epiphany that I had was, I started actually becoming a lot better than a lot of JavaScript developers by going deep into Python in my early learning stages because nothing got in my way. I kept being able to learn things quickly and build things quickly. Python never got in my way. So I was very productive with my development and I was able to solve difficult problems, not get stuck in the syntactical issues, not get stuck in the asynchronous programming issues that you'll have with web development. Some weird esoteric problems. I was spending my time fundamentals down. So if you're a beginner, I would say learn Python to get your fundamentals down, and then you can switch to JavaScript right after. Yeah, Rick and Morty, hell yeah. Ivan says, what book should I learn to learn Python? A great book that I actually recommend for all of you guys is if you go on Amazon, it's called Learn Python by John Zell. Oh, not Learn Python, I'm sorry. It's called Computer Science by John Zell. So this is a very, very good book that I recommend to every single person. Even if you're not a Python developer, I recommend it. It's a great book and it really helps you learn a lot of like programming concepts. I don't know, it did the trick for me. Okay, it did the trick for me. That's all I can say.
Also, people that want to take Python courses in community colleges, they started adding them way faster than in universities just because of...
Say that again? Say it louder.
So people that want to start taking Python classes can actually go to community colleges because they're easier, they're like way faster to adapt new technologies compared to universities because they take too long to change curriculums. So if you want to take a Python class, like right now you can go to your local community college and actually just, get out from an actual teacher.
So you can actually take lots of classes with Python from your local community colleges.
Instead of a university.
That's amazing. Yeah, so you don't even have to, you can skip out on the university in that case and just like specialize in Python. Zulfi says, yo, what's up? People tag everything as scam if they can't do it. For sure, that's definitely true. Like if people can't do it or they can't wrap their mind around it, they have to put it in some kind of box. And so they're just like, okay, we're just gonna call it scam. That makes our job a lot easier. What are the different types of development of Python, like web development? What would you recommend? So there's a lot of things you can do with Python, right? You could do data analysis. You could do web development. You could do machine learning where you can do like image detection. You can detect faces. You can detect credit cards. You could detect suspicious behavior. You could detect moving objects. There's a lot of things that you can do in the field of Python, okay? So I would definitely say that, let me see if I can pull up my Instagram video that talks about this because it's pretty good and it'll give you guys some insight in a quick fashion into what are some of the things that you can do with Python. So I'll put the volume up of it.
Top 3 reasons why you should become a web developer. Number 1, you
Actually, that one is more focused on why you should become a web developer. Let me see if where I have the one which goes 3 reasons why you should learn Python. Here's a good one.
What can you do with Python? Behind every film, would you believe it? It's actually powered by Python.
Netflix is powered by Python.
What? Did you know that Netflix was powered by Python?
Did not know that.
A lot of people don't know that. Software-driven networking is actually a huge thing that you can do with Python. Data analysis and
Software-driven networking is huge.
That was made with Python? That was captured by Python?
I did not know that.
I know, bro. I googled it. It's pretty crazy. Boom, look at that. Python used to take photo of the black hole. Full stack development, you can do that with Python. This is powered by Python. Powered by Python. Google, YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, Dropbox, Pinterest, Eventbrite, and Spotify.
Okay, so there you have it. Those are some of the things you can do with Python. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into it. Let us go back. I watch your tutorials. What?
Some guy said, can we not watch anything right now? Well, he was answering to whatever he said.
Do you think it's possible to land a job if you only know the basic fundamentals of Python? You have to know more than just the fundamentals. You have to know how to problem solve in coding. You have to be able to think at a deeper level and understand what are the actual problems you're trying to solve. Then you got to be able to create software that solves the problem, okay? So it's not just the fundamentals of Python that'll help you get a job. You gotta understand how do you actually go about solving somebody's specific problem. Coding Horror wrote a great blog on like, should you learn, let me see if I can find it. Coding Horror, why don't become a programmer or something like that. I think he wrote something, please don't learn to code. And he said something really great. Okay. Let me find it. If we don't learn to plumb, we risk being plumbed ourselves, plumb or be plumbed. So he says, I love programming. I also believe programming is important in the right context for some people, but so are a lot of skills. I would no more urge everyone to learn programming than I would urge to learn plumbing, right? Here's the thing that he says about lines of code. Okay, this one. This is where I think I got it. Yeah, he goes, it assumes that more code in the world is an inherently desirable thing. In my 30-year career as a programmer, I have found this not to be the case. Should you learn to write code? No, I can't get behind that. You should be learning to write as little code as possible. It assumes that coding is the goal. Software developers tend to be software addicts who think their job is to write code, but it's not. Their job is to solve problems. Don't celebrate the creation of code, celebrate the creation of solutions. We have way too many coders addicted to doing just one more line of code already. So, this is why I say that just the fundamentals of Python are going to help you really understand how to solve problems and then actually try to code as little as possible and focus on solving the problem. Learn JavaScript first or framework. Can you tell about it? Yep, you can do either or. Just learn JavaScript first, get the fundamentals right, then learn frameworks on top of it. More Rick and Morty, Chris says. Charlie says that was a great impression of Rick. Thanks, Charlie. That's awesome. What about data scientists after 3 years? Is it still most wanted? Yes, data science is only going to be growing. Till now, I busted almost 50 times in interview, but still not giving up. Looking for Python job opportunities in Tokyo since January 2019. Beautiful. Keep going, Jeet. Get more intelligent about how you're applying, but keep going. As of now, you should start applying to teaching coding to people on platforms like Wyzant and Take Lessons so you can actually start generating an income from coding as of now. He should do whatever he wants, man. Okay. Should do both. Do you think a beginner in Python can learn web scraping, filing in directories, or should you start from the basics first? You can learn web scraping, filing in directories. You should, okay, here's the real answer. Learn the basics first. Learn the fundamentals first. So I have my free course in the description below. You can actually click on it. It's a 5-day free Python course. It's pretty amazing. We have 70,000 plus students enrolled in it at this point. That's going to teach you a lot of the basics. But here's how I'm going to answer this, right? If you are somebody who has little motivation, you want to do a project to keep you motivated so you don't quit, then go and do the directories and filing and web scraping right now. Follow somebody's tutorial and just do that right now. Maybe that'll just keep you in the game longer. But if you want to do it correctly, learn the basics first, because when you're doing web scraping, right, you're gonna need to know how classes and objects work. You're gonna need to know how modules work. You're gonna need to import beautiful soup and requests, right? Then you're gonna need to create a request object and a beautiful soup object. Those require you to actually know how classes in Python work. Then on top of that, you're gonna need to build out, when you scrape the data, you're gonna get back some file type. What is that file type? Okay, is it text? Is it JSON? What is really like weird, right? When you have to drill down into the A tags and the classes, and you're drilling down into those elements on a page, well, how are you gonna deal with that if you don't understand how data structures like lists and dictionaries work at a pretty deep level? So what I will say to you is, the correct way is really learn the fundamentals and basics and problem solving first, and then go for it. But if it means you're gonna quit programming, then do the thing that makes it fun for you so you can keep doing it for a long period of time. PyCharm can do base SQL queries for you, true. Okay, I can use Python to hack. You can use Python to hack for sure. Concerned Citizen says, so 2 days ago, I got introduced to you, very interested in coding. I'm 46 years old. I would like to be able to work from home. Is this possible? Here's the answer. This is very possible. That's the short answer. The long answer is, do it if it excites you and if it interests you, because it's hard, but it's also very enjoyable, okay? It's contagious. Coding literally feels like playing a video game if you enjoy it, okay? So if you're 46, you can be spending a lot of hours in a day learning coding, and by the time you're 46 and a half, or by the time you're 47, you should already be earning an income, right? So here's how I would lay down the roadmap for you. If I was concerned citizen, if I'm a concerned citizen who's 46 years old, and I want to be able to work from home, here's exactly what I would do. I would start watching tutorials and learning coding. At the same time, I would be on Upwork a lot, and I would be typing in and looking for any kind of jobs I could apply for, right? Python related. So I'd be looking at seeking web scraping specialist. Okay, so I'd be like, cool, I'm gonna be working on my web scraping skills because there's a demand for it in the market. I'm gonna be working on Django because people are talking about Django. Cool. But in order to be able to do that, I'm gonna reverse engineer that, and I'm gonna learn the basics of Python first and really get them on point. So once I learn my Python fundamentals, 2, I start moving on to web development, okay? While you are moving on to learning web development skills, here's what I would recommend for you concerned citizens, that you go to platforms like WiseAnt and TakeLessons.com, and you start actually tutoring others in Python and in coding. And you should start charging these people $35 to $50 an hour. Within a few months of aggressively reaching out to 30 to 50 people a day, you should be able to get your income to $1,000 to $3,000 a month without too much effort. Once you can do that, you're already working from home, teaching other people coding. You're already making an income. You can do online lessons here, okay? You can do online lessons training people in coding, making between $35 to $75 or $100 an hour, depending on your skill, the reviews you have, the testimonials you have, all of those things. And then you can go on to start, once you do that for like 6 months to a year, and then you can go on to just go full time on the freelancing, okay? Meaning start applying to lots of freelancing opportunities, and you can be trying to get, scale your income between $1,000 to $5,000 extra per month from freelancing job opportunities for Python. The best job opportunities you're not gonna find on Upwork.com or wherever. Go to meetups and start going today so you can build and cultivate those relationships in the community. Use Instagram really intelligently and find other developers and build relationships with them. Get on calls with them, go out and have coffee with them. Because when you're ready, these people will have job opportunities lined up for you for days. That is by far the #1 way to get job opportunities, okay? You can use LinkedIn for this and build relationships with software developers. You can email developers who work at Google and Netflix and literally ask to speak with them, get a coffee with them, ask them questions, interview them, or become their students. And there are a lot of developers who would be more than happy to take you on and actually teach you coding, even without you having to pay them. So you build those relationships and you build your skill at the same time. It's almost impossible that you're not gonna have opportunities. You're actually gonna be fucking flooded with the amount of opportunities you're gonna have. You're gonna have to turn a lot of these opportunities down. Okay. Thanks for considering my point, Kazi. Later, Aaron. What's the best way to study from a book, McCullough? That's a good question. Best way to study from a book, my friend, I say, is really spend a lot of time coding alongside the book. Have your computer or laptop or whatever open and be coding the entire time right alongside the book that you are reading. Consumption should be 15% of your time or 10% of your time. Creation should be 85 to 90% of your time, and then you will do really well in anything, especially coding. I think your channel is awesome. I use Flutter and Python, 2 great languages. Real code, that's amazing. If you want to teach me Flutter, because I want to learn Flutter, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate it. Reach out to me on Instagram at cleverkazi, okay, and just drop in context what you're doing. Cleverkazi is like spelled like that on Instagram, and I would love to learn Flutter, okay, because I haven't spent any time learning it. So if somebody knows it in the community, just get on a call and teach me, and then I can help you with whatever, you know, getting clients and stuff. Carlos goes, can we not wash anything right now? Google ever shut down? No, they would not shut it down.
Amir Khan says, make a digital marketing course, please.
Oh, okay. I will at some point, depending on what the demand there is for it, but I think that actually could be a pretty great opportunity. Kevin, yeah, I learned Java after Python, and that really helped me actually learn Java. I learned it a lot faster because of that. Oh wow, I have that book, Charlie says. That's awesome. The Computer Science by John Zell. Jason says, Python can create a system like payroll system. Yep, I've actually built a payroll system with Python. Will I be only building REST APIs at Django dev? Not really, but that's part of it. I think you should check out and give feedback or promote Python course of best Python course and tutorial on YouTube. This guy is amazing. Check it out. I promise you would love it. Okay, is that my course? Because one of my thing is called Best Python Course. So yeah, thank you if that's for me. I am working in a tech support but have basic knowledge only in Java. Can I switch to Python and learn and do project in Python, search for a job? What do you recommend to me? For sure. If you already know a programming language, guys, changing languages is like changing diapers. You can change them so fast, okay? Or clothes, that's a better example. You can learn a language really fast if you know one. As long as you know the concepts in one. So yeah, you can switch to Python and search for a job, but like you can also just be in Java and search for a job, okay? Java is not like going anywhere. We can type it in Java here as well. Right, so Java is pretty popular. It's right next to all of these. It's not going anywhere. So if you already know it and if you already enjoy it and there's no reason for you to go learn Python, then don't learn Python. But if you want to learn Python, then learn it. There we go. There we go. Take my hand. There's a world out there that I want to make a web application which is based on data science and machine learning. So what should I add or merge with Python? TensorFlow, Matplotlib, or something else? Yep. all of the above. So TensorFlow, I think you would need to add in. You would need to add in, there's like some other libraries. I haven't done too much with machine learning, so I'm not gonna steer you wrong, but look up some Django tutorials with some kind of machine learning, and I bet you'll pull something up. Do Django devs also work on views and templates, or front-end frameworks have taken over? You could do both, my friend. You could work on views and templates, or you could use front-end frameworks as well. I mean, it's really up to you and what the project requires. But if the project requires like having a really incredible front end, then yeah, you're not gonna use Django for your front end. You're gonna use something else. But if you're gonna be fine with the project and they don't care as much and it's more just for the internal business, then you can use Django and be fine. I want to make a decentralized app which requires JavaScript and Python. That's great. I have a friend, his name is, he has a channel called DApp University, and he teaches you how to do blockchain apps, and so he's pretty good for that. I would highly recommend actually looking his channel up. Let's Vlog, UVS started coding. That's great. What do you think about coding boot camps? I think that coding boot camps are great. You should definitely look into them. I think they're great. Anything that requires intensive learning over a focused period of time, that's incredible. Okay. Thanks for the answer. You got it, my man. I'm gonna think about making a digital course for sure. One thing that I should mention, I love to problem solve and love to learn new things. That's why I got interested. That's amazing. Oh, if you want to compile, that'd be great. Kazi is amazing. Thank you, videos promoter. Diapers, I'll tell that to my 1-year-old, John Harmon. Yep, you got it. I will. And also, if you're interested in mentoring with me, where I help you either with getting clients, starting your own business, breaking out of your 9-to-5 and having freedom in your life as a developer, especially, or maybe you want to do some digital marketing stuff, Amir, I would recommend click in the description below. I have a link to sign up for an application where you can work with me as in development, or if you want to do something like digital marketing or something too, if you fill out that application, we'll talk about digital marketing there. Totally entering. Yep, you got it. Clever programmer make me fall in love with Python. That is amazing. I'm glad that that was possible thing for me to do. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for being on here. I think this was really, really fun. We went for 1 hour and 18 minutes. We will be doing a lot more live streams. I hope you enjoyed today's show. This is Kazi. Frankie, please jump in, my man. Guys, this is Frankie. He's the guy behind the scenes who makes all of these things happen.
Yo.
All right. Guys, this is Frankie.
What is up, people? Frankie, clever programmer.
All right. Tell us what you do.
I am the video producer and content producer for a lot of things, Instagram, YouTube, and a couple of courses, right? AWP with Aaron, that was us, team working.
Yeah.
Kelsey on the back. But thank you guys for joining. If you guys want to work more with Kazi, the mentoring program is really amazing. We actually brought a lot of people about 2 weeks ago. People from all over. The Fool, who is watching, he's from Hong Kong. Some people from New Mexico, some people from San Francisco. It was kind of like a masterclass, mastermind type of thing.
We had a student come into Hollywood from Florida as well.
Exactly.
It was fun.
So, Kazi here does great work. We'd be happy to actually teach you what we know, and yeah, man, thank you guys.
Yeah, drop some of our business knowledge on your face. Have fun at the same time.
Yep.
It's kind of what we do. Woo! All right, guys, thank you so much. We love your face. This is Kazi, and this is
Frankie.
And we'll see you in the next
Video.
Peace.
Way too damn long. We're recording non-stop. You know what I'm saying? Going all day, man. You know what I'm saying? Going all day, man. You know what I'm saying? Going all day, man. You know what I'm saying? Going all day, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm recording way too damn long. Coding way too damn long. Coding way too damn long. Been coding all day, man. Need to take a break, man. Coding all day, man.